What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this one, let me just adjust. We've got ourselves a latest development within the Spider-Man saga, and this one is Sony releasing an official statement. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's read it. Let me just position. There we go. Maybe I can stick Spider-Man on one of these sides. Okay. So this comes from Gizmodo.com. So as like yesterday, I'll read another web page just to make sure I get as much info as possible from unbiased, and gain an unbiased perspective. So starts out, Spider-Man Showdown. Sony releases an official statement to clarify its Disney relationship. Let's scroll down. Sony has released an official response to the recently reported news that Disney and Sony reached an impasse. Comment down below if I said that wrong. On its Spider-Man partnership, calling many of the stories mischaracterized and squaring much of the blame on Marvel Studio president Kevin Feige's workload. On that note, Kevin Feige does have a lot of work to actually do, so I will never ever downplay his work ethic. Probably swimming in money though. In a rare public statement, Tony. Still missing my boy. Sony released a thread on Twitter late last night discussing the widely circulated and contentious news. The company said it's disappointed by Disney's decision to no longer have Feige as a lead producer on Sony Spider-Man films, claiming it's because of Feige's increased workload following the acquisition of Fox by Disney. Disney has not commented on these claims, but also said it hopes the situation might change in the future. Here's the statement in full. Okay, so, open quote, much of today's news about Spider-Man has mischaracterized recent discussions about Kevin Feige's involvement in the franchise. We're disappointed, but respect Disney's decision not to have him continue as a lead producer of our next live-action Spider-Man film. We hope this might change in future, but understand that the many new responsibilities that Disney has given him, including all their newly added Marvel properties, do not allow time for him to work on IP they do not own. Kevin is terrific, and we are grateful for his help and guidance and appreciate the path he helped put us on, which we will continue. Well, I mean, Marvel did pretty much do all the hard work, Sony, I'm just saying. And you did screw up 2 trilogies, so I'm just throwing it out there. Deadline reported on Monday that Disney and Sony had failed to reach an agreement regarding their continued Spider-Man partnership. Disney reportedly wanted an even split of the gross, not content to stay at the previously agreed on 5%. On that, you can't go from 5% to 50%, Marvel. That's a little bit greedy on your part. Maybe 40, 30, 45, 35, something like that, negotiate. I swear to God, no one can negotiate nowadays. Between bloody Brexit and all this stuff, people just cannot negotiate. Sources said that Sony, controversial. Sources said that Sony, led by Tim Rothman and Tony Vinciera, came back with other configurations, but Disney didn't want to do that. If the failed negotiations stand, this means Feige will no longer serve as a producer in the next 2 Spider-Man films starring Tom Holland, which were apparently planned. Shit. That's also the issue of the other aspects of Disney and Sony's agreement, which allowed Disney's Marvel characters to appear in Sony's Spider-Man films and vice versa. If Disney has truly walked away from the partnership, that could mean the crossover agreement, which was done in exchange for co-producer credit on Sony's films, is also off the table, and both companies would have to go to the drawing board to establish those terms. Yeah. Like I said yesterday... Wow. Like I said yesterday, this is more than just 2 brands splitting. The whole of Tony Stark's final chapter was centered around Peter. So you got a problem there. And then you've also got a problem because Happy's in love with his aunt. You've got another problem. Then you've got Nick Fury wanting to be another mentor. That's another problem. In an update to its story post statement, Deadline characterized Sony's comments as an attempt to spin its previous report. Sony gave its statement to The Hollywood Reporter before tweeting it out. Sources told the outlet that Marvel and Feige would have pulled out of future Spider-Man films as Feige loves Spider-Man, as we all do. If Sony had agreed to Disney's terms, we'll bring you more on this story as we know it. And that's the end of it, and there's some guy building Unicron. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, look, it just seems like we're at that stage, you know, when like there's an argument that takes place. I'm gonna see if there's another website that I can read. You know, like when an argument takes place between two people, you know full well the blame game is gonna start happening very soon. Like, and it's already started to begin. They're starting to throw shade at one another, but you know, each of them are responsible and they're both at fault. And there's not many other websites that have it. Like, they have all have different kinds of things, but I think we all get the gist of the article. They're pretty much saying that this situation is bad and Kevin Feige has a lot to do. Like, don't get me wrong, regardless of what you feel about the next Marvel films, Kevin Feige's work rate, you know, I bow to him, because I wouldn't want to deal with that pressure. Like that, I mean, do you know what? If I was in his shoes, I'd welcome it. But you gotta face reality that sometimes he may have a day or two where he feels like, you know, am I able to actually manage all these projects? Because when you do one franchise, one thing in one franchise, and then you do everything in the franchise like 4 or 5 times, you run the risk of, is this going to be better or as good as the last lot, or is it going to be worse, and is it going to be the end of my career and possibly everything else? But to be fair, Kevin Feige is probably like swimming in the money right now. So this is interesting. This is interesting. And, you know, shout out to the t-shirt that I'm wearing in this video, Employee of the Month. Whenever I have an argument with my boss, I just point to the t-shirt. Let the t-shirt speak for itself. I get people are upset. I'm upset too. I really wanted a universe in where the only thing that we had to get back was Venom. Maybe just bring Venom over and that's it. Then we've got every Marvel character home. We've literally just got the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. And now we've got Marvel's biggest character ever not in it. Like, guys, I don't care. Oh, I do care. But this is just how I'm going to word it. I don't care who your favorite superhero is. Some of my favorite superheroes aren't even in the current roster of the MCU. They're like in the X-Men and whatever else, and the Fantastic Four. Some are in the MCU, for sure. Some have just finished, like Tony. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, in terms of comic book history, Spider-Man is the most popular character, bar none. Like, Spider-Man is the guy. With the exception, if you bring DC into it, then you've got Batman and Superman. But I'm talking literally just Marvel. Marvel. Everyone knows the name Spider-Man. Everyone. Yeah, people know X-Men. People know Fantastic Four, Avengers and all that. But there was a period where Spider-Man was the poster boy for Marvel. He was the man on every cover. Before the Avengers was even a thing. It's only because of the movies that the Avengers are now in the limelight a lot more. Which is why DC do need to get their act together and get a Justice League movie sorted. Because the formula is right there in the bloody original cartoons. You just follow it and put your own spin on it. It's not hard. But anyway, back on topic. But yeah, Spider-Man was always the poster boy. So now we've got to move forward without Spider-Man. And that really bothers me. Because it's not like we've just got Spider-Man where... You know how like in the Tobey Maguire films or the Andrew Garfield films, he was on his own journey. That's what we were just about to get. And now we've been robbed of that again. Again. We've literally just got him on his own journey, right? Breaking away from Tony Stark. Breaking away from the Avengers stuff for a little while and just going on his own thing. We've now lost it again. I mean, on the bright side, we're most likely gonna get Venom and Spider-Man crossing over, which is cool. You know, I'm all for it. But you know, again, you got to take the positives. You know, if it happens, then that's as good as we're gonna get Venom and Spider-Man. That could make for a cool movie. But I wanted us to be in a situation where Spider-Man was one of the leading figures going forward, and then all we got to worry about is maybe bringing Venom over. You know, and that was it. I mean, there's a Morbius movie plan that Sony have, and Morbius, he's one of the lesser known Marvel characters, I think, for me personally, but he should be a good one. But hang on, it is Morbius, isn't it? Let me just do a quick Google search, because if I've got that wrong, I'm going to look like a complete jackass. Yeah, Morbius film, yeah, Marvel. The Living Vampire. Well, that'd be an interesting tie-in. No pun intended to you, Tye'ronn, if you're watching. But yeah, it's a very sad state of affairs, guys. but this is the business world, you know. We can petition, scream, and rant and all we want, but at the end of the day, it's between two companies to figure it out. Like, we're just in the middle. All we can do is sit back and hope for the best. And hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Don't make the mistake in thinking it's over yet. We still have hope. There's still a glimmer of hope that potentially, maybe, they can reach a deal. Because you got to look at it from 2 points of view. Marvel were being greedy. You don't go from 5% to 50%. That's not how business works. You build up to that. I know, because in my first video I said that it was mostly going to be all Sony's fault. Because I have a pretty rough spot with Sony. They came in and fucked up Spider-Man 3. As much as I do enjoy Spider-Man 3, you cannot deny the potential that movie had to lead into a Spider-Man 4, possibly even 5. Then you had the amazing Spider-Man movies where, you know, it was Sony-fied. And then Into the Spider-Verse was cool. It was a fantastic movie, won an Oscar, and damn well deserved it. It's like the one good movie they've ever had in like a long time, like superhero related. I mean, Venom was cool, but Venom's one of them movies where you go to it just to switch your brain off. It's like you know, you switch your brain off, you kick back, you relax, and you just have a fun time. And that's pretty much all I did when I was watching it. So Sony can get it right sometimes. We've seen it with Venom, we've seen it with Into the Spider-Verse. But their handling of the main Spider character, it's always been skewed. It's always been in problem. And I'm worried, you know, because Tony Stark didn't die for this, man. And I know I've just said that wearing a Batman snapback, but it is what it is. We didn't just lose Tony Stark for that. Like, think about it. If you really think about it, we literally just got Tony Stark gone with the snap, and the line was, I don't think Tony would have done what he did if you knew you were going to be here after. Do you know what? In fact, that's the ending of this video. You know how I ended the last video with the Spider-Man clip from Spider-Man 2? I'm doing the same thing with this video. I'm putting that clip in there. That'd be a nice way to end it off. But guys, it's really, really sad. I don't really have too much more to say on it other than that I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep you guys updated, so you don't have to go out there and do the research yourself unless you see it on social media. And yeah, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. And also, comment also if you want me to keep doing more of these, because I like discussion, I like talking. As much as I love doing reaction videos, I like talking like this and whatnot and letting my voice be heard. And also, at the time of recording, D23 is upon us, and I swear to Christ, if Disney release a Star Wars trailer or footage when I go on holiday in a couple of days, I'm going to be angry. But yeah, I'm going away for a few days. So what I've got is I'm going to work on several videos tomorrow, maybe like 3 or 4, and schedule them to upload while I'm away. So that way you guys still have content coming in, because normally we live stream on Sundays, but I'm going to confer with the guys and change that time because I want it to work best for everyone. So that's going to be changed. And yeah, I'll see all you guys in another video soon. And I mean, look at it this way. It's not fucking, it's bloody, see, look at my hair, it's just a bloody mess. It's the problem with growing it out, it's just a big like frizz. We're in a situation where we just have to sit back and hope for the best. So hope for the best, guys. Pray for it, and you know, I should be wearing my Iron Man snapback here, but can't find it. But yeah, I'll see you in another video, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't, then, well, your problem. Enjoy the clip. See you around.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Iron Man.
I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
I gotta go.
You do not. Lesson 1, never take your eye off.